There's happiness in having less, says Fumio Sasaki, a minimalist writer. Today, we think that the more we have, the happier we will be. We never know what tomorrow might bring, so we collect and save as much as we can. This means we need a lot of money, so we gradually start judging people by how much money they have. We start to realize that money solves most of our problems. The philosophy of Maximal says, you can even change people's minds if the price is right. And if you can buy people's minds, then surely you can buy happiness. So, maximalists convince that you need to make a lot of money so you don't miss out on success. And for you to make money, you need everyone else to spend their money. And so it goes. Today in this video, we will see how amazing it is to have less, even though that's the complete opposite of how we've been taught to be happy. The concept of minimalism says, reducing your belongings to just the minimal essentials not only provided benefits like the pleasure of a tidy room or the simple ease of cleaning, it also leads to a more fundamental shift. It gives a chance to think about what it really means to be happy. Minimalism is a lifestyle where one went from messy maximalism to life as a minimalist. Needless to say, everyone wants to be happy, but trying to buy happiness only makes us happy for a little while, and we are lost when it comes to true happiness. We are more interested in making others believe we are happy than in trying to be happy ourselves, says François de la Rochefoucauld. When you think about it, there isn't a single person who was born into this world holding some material possession in their hands. Everyone started out a minimalist. Someone has said correctly, our worth is not the sum of our belongings. Possessions can make us happy only for brief periods. Unnecessary material objects suck up our time, our energy, and our freedom. Understand, with our desire to have more, we find ourselves spending more and more time and energy to manage and maintain everything we have. We try so hard to do this that the things that were supposed to help us end up ruling us. Tyler Durden said it best in the film Fight Club. The things you own end up owning you. Minimalist is a person who knows what is truly essential for him or herself, who reduces the number of possessions that they have for the sake of things that are really important to them. However, minimalism is not a goal. Minimalism is a method for individuals to find the things that are genuinely important to them. It's an attempt to reduce the things that aren't essential, so we can appreciate the things that really are precious to us. The ultimate minimalist. Mother Teresa was one of the best examples of a minimalist. It is said that, when she passed away, all she left behind was a well-worn sari, a cardigan, an old bag, and a pair of worn-out sandals. Mahatma Gandhi, a man of non-possession, was also said to have left behind very sparse living quarters. Consider the ancient Greek philosopher Diogenes of Sinope. Diogenes is said to have owned only the sheet of cloth that he wore and a wooden bowl, which he shattered one day when he saw a peasant child drink from the hollow of his hands. As you can see, minimalism has been around for quite a while. Diogenes may very well be the ultimate minimalist. It's hard to beat one sheet of cloth, but we don't need to go to such an extreme to experience the comfort that minimalism can bring us. So the real question is, why do we accumulate so much in the first place? Somehow, we all know the answer to this question. We eventually get used to the new state where our wishes have been fulfilled. We start taking those things for granted, and there comes a time when we start getting tired of what we have. Let's take example. Any woman would probably be happy when she puts on a brand new dress for the first time. But you all will agree, by the 5th time, she's probably gotten used to that dress and feels less thrilled when she wears it. And after the 10th time, it's no longer a new dress. It's something she's gotten used to seeing hanging in her closet. Maybe she'll get tired of it after wearing it 50 times. Therefore, the glory of acquisition starts to dim with use, eventually changing to boredom as the item no longer elicits even a bit of excitement. This is the pattern of everything in our lives. No matter how much we wish for something, over time it becomes a normal part of our lives, and then a tired old item that bores us, even though we did actually get our wish, and we end up being unhappy. In other words, we can continue being happy if we can maintain that sense of joy that we experienced when we initially fulfilled our wish. If we could just be satisfied with what we have, then we wouldn't have to keep buying more and better things. So, why can't we help becoming bored of things that become familiar? According to the philosophy of minimalism, whether you buy a ring that costs $100, $500, or $3,000, the level of happiness that you'll feel is basically the same. You aren't likely to be 5 times happier when you get a $500 ring as opposed to one that costs $100. Your smile isn't going to be 5 times larger, and you aren't going to be happier for 5 times as long. While there are no limits to the prices that come attached to objects, but there are limits to our emotions, for sure. If a $500 ring really could bring us 5 times the joy of a $100 ring, money and possessions would ensure lasting happiness. But no matter how rich you become, no matter how many things you own, the joy from all your things won't be much different from how you feel now. There are emotional limitations to the feelings of happiness that we're able to experience when we obtain something for the first time. In the same way, we also have physical limitations. Even if you become rich like Bill Gates, the size of your stomach isn't going to change. You can't eat 6 fabulous meals in a day just because you've become Bill Gates. Well, you can, but you certainly won't feel twice as happy as when you had 3 meals a day. So, getting rich doesn't mean that you'll receive a special bonus, and your days will become 25 hours long instead of 24. Minimalist says, real problem arise when our tools become our masters. Our possessions are supposed to be our tools. They were used for such purposes in the past. However, as time went by, our world became plentiful, and objects began to be used for another purpose, to enable us to affirm our own worth. We are social animals that act in packs. We can't thrive without proving our existence has value. We need others to recognize our qualities so we can believe that our life is worth living. And to show this value, we communicate our qualities through our belongings. But when we become too reliant on that method, we end up being surrounded by too many possessions. The objects that are supposed to represent our qualities become our qualities themselves. Then we start collecting more things because we feel like we'll become more substantial that way. Nevertheless, all these things eventually turn on us. We become slaves to our belongings, forced to spend time and energy caring for them, and eventually, we lose ourselves in our possessions, and our tools become our masters. Those who understand, these objects themselves have no power. We're the ones who have raised their status to become our equals, or even greater, and they're actually nothing more than objects. They don't symbolize us, and they aren't our masters. They used to be plain old tools. So why not consider hanging on to just the things that we really need? These are the people who can call themselves the real minimalist. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more empowering content. Thanks for watching.